I'll tell you a few other things as we go down this whole Gematria, Donald Trump, potential end of days being this flower full moon. So continuing on, my mom had a 48 in her number. Rest in peace. But the 48 is still there, right? And so was the abomination of desolation. My mom's number, she was born 8 times 18 times 1942. Yep. Remember that movie, The Summer of 42? Yeah, that's when my mom's was born. 279. Daniel 27. Excuse me, the 27th verse of Daniel chapter 9, the abomination of desolation. And there's the 48. For Donald Trump and the Gematria. That's right. I was going to pull that up before I took a. So Donald Trump, the 48, and the full reduction. So is the 60. My last wife, my son's last wife, 60 days apart were they, both born in 1973. Donald J. Trump, full reduction 49. This is the 149 Kentucky Derby. But anyway, you go to my mom's number of 279648. What does it have in the middle? Or what? Fusing with the 27th verse of Daniel 9, the abomination of desolation, and Donald Trump is the 96. Again, taking something low, putting it out high. It's, taking something bad, making it good. It's the abomination of desolation. That's the turning point. That's the final, basically, literally, the final chapter of this existence on this earth, because it is at that moment, at the abomination of desolation, which Jesus speaks to also in Matthew 24. That's all over that end times prophecy study that I did. That's on the playlist. That is what begins the cleansing of the church, and it won't last long. It will not last long. They will be cutting heads so fast. Wasn't that what they were talking about in a movie called Crossroads? Cutting heads, Crossroads. Head-cutting duel. Head cutting. It's what the Bible says, that they lost their heads during the Great Tribulation. Isn't that an expression people use? What does it mean when they say they lost their heads? To act irrationally due to an emotion, usually anger. To lose your head. It's a weird earth we live on, isn't it? Some other things. 15 times 20, 22. It's May 3rd. 5 times 3 is 15 times 2023. Is 30345. Of course, Trump's number, and of course 33. So May times 3rd times 2023. You got your 33 in the form of a 303. And you got Trump's number 45. Single digit followed by a 0. The rule was multiply by GOD. What do you get? That 178 again. By the way, stepdaughter is 9178 days old on the day the book is opened. And again, 178 days from the last total the last total lunar eclipse. So it's 178 fused with the 88. 88 day on the midpoint day was 88 days in both directions to the total lunars, 251 days in both directions to the two total solars. And just to clarify, what in the world am I talking about? This video called Total Lunar Eclipses of 2022 Comes Alive only got 12 views. But, it's only been out 8 hours. But that, along with kind of part 2 of that, 144 plus 44 plus 40, that really zeroes in on my son's numbering. But the 88 in both directions at the midpoint times the 251 in both directions at the midpoint. Look at this. It equals 22,088, which is the exact reversal of text to Trump, 88,022. I know. The distance between both total solars is 502 days. Both total lunars, 176 days. And again, stepdaughter 9176 on the day of the 86ing of the 88. When you multiply those two out, you get the 88, which is at the midpoint, 88 days in both directions. But you get the 88, 352. 352 is the area code of Gainesville, Florida, the Devil's Advocate University. You also get an 83, 883, and then 52. But what else do you get? It begins with an 88. That's my second wife's marriage number when she married me. What's at and then you have a 3, and then it ends in a 52. What's 52? That was my marriage number. Remember my first marriage? My first wife and I came to 5176. First 4 digits. Next progression would be 52 or 518 or 5177, depending on how many digits you're going to carry out the progression. She was my 52. I was her 88. So you see how all of this at the total lunar eclipse comes down to a culmination of Groundhog Day, the divorce date, which is what I've been telling you. It's been all about all this time through Earl's death, marriage and divorce, and then the Lord pulling me out of the world in 2012 and then showing me the truth in his word in 2017. And here we are telling the truth like nobody else we can find on the internet at these end times. 88 and the 52. You times the 88 times, again, the half of each. Half of 176 is 88. Half of 502 is 251. That's the midpoint in both directions. 22 is our divorce day. It was over the 88. Me divorcing the 88. The February 2nd was over. We're defeating the 88. The 88 was toxic. That marriage was toxic. She and I would both tell you that. Lasted 1.5 years legally. Fascinating, isn't it? Again, stepdaughter, 9178 days old when the book is opened. She and I are 1, 3, 4, 5 days apart. James Bond had a chip in Casino Royale, or this was on these chips when they were at the airport or something like that. Anyway, it was a 53. See where it says Miami? Now the Miami area code is 305, and that was a big day I was looking at was March 5th, 2 days before that full moon. That's coming right up. So get ready. But there's the 53 for May 3rd, is what my first guess would be. That's about. And UFC is going to be down in Miami in April for UFC 287. The Poseidon Adventure. Here's James Bond. I think this is Casino Royale. Walking by Poseidon. Well, Poseidon with a trident. Bond was the trident on the radar. They go, which one is Bond? They go, he's the trident. It had a little 3-thing prong on the radar. And Q said Bond is the trident. On the opening credits of On Her Majesty's Secret Service, the trident was throughout the beginning of the credits. And if I'm not mistaken, in No Time to Die, it was again in the opening credits. So let's look at the movie, The Poseidon Adventure. Poseidon Adventure, 11.7 minutes long. Can't make it up, can you? December 12th, 1972. By the way, my aunt, she turned 88 the day of the birthday is 121 and 33. She turned 88 the day of the Alec Baldwin incident, the day I fled my job. On the day the book of Revelation is opened, 89 years. You ready? 6 months, 14 days, 6/14, Trump's birthday. Well, let's go back to the Poseidon Adventure, 1972, December 12th, if I'm not mistaken. I'll double check that when we get to it. So I got sidetracked. Yeah, December 12th, 1972. Really, nothing special other than you get, well, I guess you have to look at it. You have to just come correct with it. Let's face it, it's an 18. 6 plus 6 plus 6. Followed by a 4, so it's fused with 84. And 84 again is 12 times 7, the cleansing of the church. Now, the real cleansing does not come to the abomination of desolation, which is after World War III. This kicks off, Trump's event kicks off World War III. They have to kill 2 billion. They don't know he's alive, but he rose spiritually on the 3rd day. But behind the scenes, unbeknownst to everybody on earth, he never did die. He just now has the spirit of Antichrist. He has the spirit of Satan, using his body as an avatar, winning World War III. Who can make war with the beast? Then he comes back to save the earth from World War III that he was created and ran the whole time anyway. All God's plans to cleanse the earth. Cleanse the church, then cleanse the earth. That's your Poseidon Adventure. The day he goes down is 18,404, which is the amount of verses in the book of Revelation. That's your Poseidon Adventure beginning, isn't it? So it's 18, 6 plus 6 plus 6, fused with it, and then the 404, amount of verses in the book of Revelation, fused together by an 84. Seven times 12 is 84. 7 for cleansing, 12 for the church. That's 2 Kings 5:14, the man was told to dip himself 7 times, and his leprosy flesh was clean like a little child's. That's why the church is divided into 7 candlesticks, 7 letters, because the church is going to go through its cleansing process. You're told it's the cleansing process in Daniel 11:35 and Daniel 12:10. Crossroads, cutting heads. Can't make it up, can you? It's fascinating. What are you going to do? King Richard, number 43, for Trey, his car, 43, King Richard. To the day the book is opened. 3:13, Revelation 13:3. And there's the 53 again. So on the rising day, he's deadly wound was healed Bible verse. The first time deadly wound is mentioned, and it's also coupled with was healed or did live. That's Revelation 13:3, 13:12, and 13:14. All say the same thing in less words. There's a 45 followed by a 148 followed by an 83 in the minutes. In the seconds of King Richard, 27, 88 fused with 89. Nothing else I can really see, but I don't know. I mean, I just find it all interesting. Thanks for tagging along. Hope I'm not putting you to sleep. I had something about Trump's number 163,464 times 88,022. The text of Trump. What was it? Wow. The 1-4 tray. 38. Murder code. 88. Okay. Got it. The day of the 86ing or the day of the rising, I think it's the 86ing. It's 34 years, 7 months, and 1 day. Yeah, that's the 86ing day from October 2nd, 1988. When you multiply 3471 times October 2nd, which is times 10 times 2 times 1988, you get 138 being 86th with a 6996. So it's straight up murder code fused with Donald Trump and Gematria. 138. Well, in 138 is the 38. It's 34 years, 7 months, and 1 day. You times it by the October 2nd, 1988, which is 10 times 2 times 1988, and you get the 138 fused with 86, fused with 69, fused with 96. It's just crazy. I'm not going to get into why I multiplied 12 times 53 times 14336. But I will tell you, I was floored when it came to 911 fused with 11.7, with the 76 for Adam, with the 176 directly in the middle of it. Again, 69 and 96. I emailed that to myself, on February 21st. It has to do with 2 different people I know, that where somebody works and somebody that I know and somebody else that I know. In the combination in my head, I was like, run those numbers. Boom. That is just mind-boggling. Close with this, that 133 or 1 minute 33 seconds is a direct opposite going to 9 total minutes, the number 9 dream, love potion number 9. There's another 9 song. I can't think of it right now. 7:27, the length of IPET goat. 7:27, 7 minutes, 27 seconds plus 1 minute, 33 seconds is your perfect 9 minutes. And you know how we like to code that a lot. All right, love y'all.